We're going to look at the synthesis question, which could appear in Units 2 or 3 of the GCSE English Language papers. And synthesis is defined as the ability to combine a number of things into a coherent whole. So the word collate is really important here as we explore this question. For a synthesis question, you're going to be presented with more than one text, typically two, but it could be more than that. And you can see in this case, the question asks, synthesize what each text states about male record buyers or fans. So you've got two texts that are linked with the same topic or theme, and you will have to select information from each of those texts. In terms of tariff, it can be a 5-mark question, it could also be a 10-mark question. If we look at this question in a bit more detail, we're looking for what each text states about male record buyers or fans. So the question is very specific in its nature. We've got two texts in this case, text A and B. Now if we zoom in on text A, then we can find that male record buyers, according to this text, tend to be middle-aged, tend to be bearded. There's also the revelation that these male record buyers are no longer on speaking terms with their wives. Text B suggests that male record buyers are young men, that they tend to wear John Lennon specs and leather jackets, and they tend to spend proportionate amounts of their time looking for deleted Smith singles. So you can see we've zoomed in each text and selected very carefully the information that we're going to use to answer the question. You'll notice first of all that we've produced a separate paragraph on each of the texts, and that's probably the best strategy for this question, that we look at it on a text by text basis. Crucially with synthesis, there is no need for comparison, so having two separate paragraphs is perfectly fine. So if we look at the opening paragraph, it says text A reveals that male record buyers tend to be middle-aged who are bearded. Text A also implies that these men are no longer on speaking terms with their wives and are obsessive as they have transformed spare rooms into shrines to their favourite bands. Text B from Hornby's High Fidelity suggests that male record buyers tend to be young, who are keen to portray themselves as cool by wearing John Lennon specs and leather jackets. Furthermore, these men are seen as geeky as they spend a disproportionate amount of their time looking for deleted Smith singles. Notice first of all that we are identifying and labelling the text being discussed or written about, and that's really, really important in a synthesis question. The evidence should be concise and embedded within sentences. You'll notice all quotations are quite short and sharp in this kind of question. You'll also notice that when referring to both text A and B, that the candidate here used some key adjectives to focus on the demands of the question. So you're looking at male record buyers or fans. So text A indicates that these male record buyers are quite obsessive, whereas text B labels them as cool and geeky. So it's getting to grips with the specific requirements of the question. So to recap as synthesis, top tips for this question are: remember that synthesis is the skill of bringing together information from different sources. So pulling information from various texts. Clear focus on the question is critical here. You need to use the keywords in the question's focus to structure the response. Synthesis does not require comparison, hence the advice to use two separate paragraphs for two texts, three separate paragraphs if you were presented with three texts. You need to clearly identify the text that you're referring to and remember to use short and sharp quotations, and try to make effective use of topic sentences. For example, text A states that, and go on in that fashion. So that's the advice for the synthesis question.